Another day, another behind closed doors friendly for Rangers. Welcome back to the channel. Rangers 2, Hamilton Academical 0. Not a lot to report on, but you know what? It's a bit of a slow Saturday, so we may as well talk about it. And if there's any transfer news that I can find at the end, I'll fire a wee bit of that in too. But it is the last pre-season game essentially for the competitive games start. I know Middlesbrough is in between the two Champions League qualifiers, but like I pointed out yesterday, I believe once that whistle start goes, man, against Panathinaikos, that's us, ready to rock and roll. So this was the last chance to get a team ready for Panathinaikos. What a massive game it is on Tuesday. Buzzing for it, folks. Absolutely buzzing for it. So it'll be interesting to see what the starting 11 is. If there'll be any more signings, of course, we've got to like Monday night or something to make one or two at a push, two at a maximum changes you can make. So I'm interested to see if anyone comes in. But in terms of the team that started against Hamilton, I believe this will be pretty much the team that starts against Panathinaikos. So shout out to Heart and Hand Podcast. They've got a bit of detail about this game today. The first half team, the second half team, and who got the goals, etc, etc. So it was behind closed doors. Hamilton obviously got relegated to League One last season. They got that points deduction. That screwed them. And they get beat by Hearts. Last weekend? Was it 4-0? Hearts beat them, I believe it was. We've only beat them 2-0. Oh no, I'm bricking it. But as for the first half team, it was Butland, Tavernier, Dijiga, Suter, Aarons, Diamonde, Doyle, Rothwell, Raskin, Curtis, Danilo. So let's look at that first half team. Then we'll talk about the goals in a wee second. To me, that is pretty much nailed on what that team is going to be looking like come the Panathinaikos game. Apart from one or two, I would say Butland. It's a shame for Liam Kelly because I don't think he's put a foot wrong, or should we say a glove wrong, right? But is it any surprise that Russell Martin, the guy that knows a lot about English football, is giving the guy who played a lot of football in English football the chance ahead of the guy that's, you know, just kicked about Scotland for all of his career pretty much? No, that doesn't surprise me in the slightest, folks. Again, everyone was given a clean slate. Maybe Liam Kelly looked shite in pre-season training. And there's a few players in here, like a Kieran Doyle, that pretty much 99.9% of us wouldn't want anywhere near the team. But I'm backing Russell Martin. I'm backing him. I'll openly admit, folks, I didn't want him. But you know what, Martin? You'll be getting backed until you can't get back no more. So, alright, son, it's time to deliver. Big words, big promises, a lot of conversations he said he's had with Sir Alex Ferguson. I wish we kind of had him in, but we don't have him. We got Russell Martin, damn it. And you know what? I've seen a lot of people talk about this. Man United have treated Sir Alex Ferguson like shite. Especially the last couple of years with the Ineos and Sir Jim Radcliffe and all that shite. That club is like Exhibit A of toxicity. It isn't. Honestly, man, the decline of Manchester United will be studied in years to come. I mean, you could study it right now if you want, but it appears that it's only going to get worse before it gets better. But as for us, right, it'd be good if Sir Alex came a wee bit more involved. It's always great seeing him back. But in terms of our team, that back five for me, Butland will start, Tav will start, Dijiga, Suter look to be the two centre-backs that will be starting. Aarons looks like to be the number one left back. Again, he was signed as a right back. Obviously, Russell Martin has took one look at Yilmaz and Jeffy and maybe thought, don't really trust yous. Or, folks, or, playing devil's advocate here, could it be a case of, my name's Russell Martin, I'm a bit of a shite bag, I can't drop the captain, even though he's been a part of like 27 losing Rangers sides over the years. But we've also agreed to play Max Aarons in every single game. So therefore, I'm going to shoehorn Aarons in at left back instead of right back because we must start Tavernier. And here, that isn't me being negative. That's me thinking out loud. And I wouldn't be surprised if it's something along those lines. Now again, people will argue, well, you could play Aarons at right back and play Tav at centre back. But is Tav a better centre back than Suter? No. Is he a better centre back than Dijiga? Yeah, the jury's out because I haven't seen too much of this guy, but guy's got Champions League experience. He went for a big fee to Wolves. I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt and say he's better than Tav. So to me, it kind of feels like we're just shoehorning Tav in because he's the captain, and due to that, it's forced Aarons to the left back situation, and it's kind of shafted Yefty. Now here, maybe I'll be wrong. Maybe I'll be wrong, but that's what it looks like to me. Into the midfield, so we get Diamonde, Kieran Doyle, Rothwell, Raskin, Curtis. So to sum that up, that's a midfield three of Diamonde, Rothwell and Raskin. To me, that is the midfield three that will be starting against Panathinaikos. I have no complaints with that. Then you look at our strength on the bench. We'll look at the team in the second half to a degree. You get like Rice, Barron, Lyle Cameron, three guys that, tell you what, man, I know it's a very young and inexperienced to a degree compared to the rest, you would say, but that is, see if we were seeing the Premier Sports Cup, man. If we get drawn against like a Queen of the South or a Dumbarton or something in the last 16, I doubt they'll make it through. But just like, you know what I mean, a lesser team. I want to see that midfield free start. I do. And then as we move further forward on the wide positions, Finlay Curtis, who I want to see the kid playing more. I'm not, to be honest, man, I wouldn't even loan him it. Let's throw him in at the deep end, and Martin is, looks like he is throwing him in at the deep end without the armband. Kieran Doyle playing on the right is what it is. He's looked alright in pre-season. Again, it's just pre-season, folks. Nothing's won in pre-season. It's all about what he does in the season for me, and I think the sad reality is with Kieran Doyle, people aren't going to have a lot of leeway with the guy. See if Nico Raskin starts the season slowly and has 2 or 3 like mediocre/bad games. It's going to be like that Gordon Ramsay meme with how he interacts with the adults versus how he interacts with the kids when they're cooking. Everyone's going to pad Nico Raskin and bubble wrap, but see if Kieran Doyle has like 1 shite touch, let alone 3 shite games, everybody's going to be going through that guy. And it'll be unfortunate for him. But for Danilo, he's up front, and it's no surprise he's the fittest out the strikers. And he got 2 goals, so yeah, 2 goals in the first half. There was no goals in the second half, but for me, I look at that second half team and I just see a team that's trying to get minutes in the legs. It was Butland, Tavernier, Fernandez, Rice, Yefte, Gazima, Barron, Igamane, Dessers, Barami, Cortez. Here, not the thing is, right? See if Barami and Cortez can stay fit, and Barami has stayed fit, but see if they can stay fit and even live up to an ounce of the price tag that we brought them in for. By God, they could feel like 2 new signings, they could, but the reality is, I don't have any faith in that. I just hope it can work. Oh, but that's the crazy. We don't have a fucking Scooby snack about Oscar Cortez. He spent more time in Ward 5A than he spent on the pitch for us. I don't know how good he is. As for Barami, his head didn't look like he was in it last year. He's looked alright in pre-season this year, but if Martin can get a tune out of them that Clement couldn't, alongside the likes of Doyle, we could look at these guys that were flops and actually be like, they're actually decent members of the squad. But here, it's all out buts and maybes, folks. Will I be saying this in a couple of days after Panathinaikos? Will I be saying this at the end of August, end of October? Fingers crossed I will be. But regardless, that is it for this review. Rangers 2, Hamilton Accies 0. That is your last behind closed doors game. Friendly, kinda, for the season. Oh, but Middlesbrough. Yes, Middlesbrough. God damn it, pal. I think they're bringing... I think Middlesbrough bringing 10,000. Be a good game, looking forward to it. Looking forward to going to it. So, yeah, leave your thoughts down below, guys. 2-0, Rangers, Hamilton. No bad.